What's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about voucher output formats. When working with our Connect APIs and export packages, we prepare the accounting data in what we call an voucher output format. And we can prepare that structure in many different ways that we're going to talk about today. So first, just an overview of all the options, all the voucher output formats that we can offer and what they mean. We will go into some and show some details, some examples, how they look like. We're gonna start by showing the actual JSON format. So this is the voucher JSON structure. We see that we have a top node called vouchers, and we have a lot of informations on each voucher, coming down to what we call the voucher rows, which actually are the article lines of the accounting. You have date when the purchase was made, the amount, quantity, etc. We also have, as I said, we prepare the accounting, so we have the accounting numbers and the descriptive text of what account this should be booked on. And since we are doing, when preparing data for bookkeeping, we do traditional double bookkeeping with debit and credit separation. And also you see the first row here is a tax row. So this is the VAT amount of a purchase. And then we have the net amount on this expense. It's referred to the group as normal and of type debit. And after that we have the gross amount, the total amount of 300, which is the net amount plus the VAT. And we see that this is of type credit and it's booked on a corporate account. So going back to the different options that we have, one voucher per report. They are pretty self-explanatory. We create one voucher per each report. Then we have some possibilities to group. I will show an example of this later on. Since we saw in this example, you get one row per each bookkeeping article line. And if you have many reports, many users, many expenses, you will get a lot of bookkeeping lines. And if that's the way you want to store the data, that's fine. But we have the possibility with this called grouped per account and salary type to aggregate all the rows that use the same account number to just one row. Next one is what we call one voucher per user. And yeah, also saying exactly what it does. If you have many users or one user that has sent in many reports, all those reports from that particular user will be grouped into one voucher. And as the aggregated report version, we can do the group and aggregated on the user voucher structure. Then we have one voucher per expense. Well, then you get one voucher for each expense that is created. Then the last three is a little bit special. They are not used normally for bookkeeping or salary recipients or systems. It's more of when we are talking to payment systems, because all of these three don't have the accounting information. It's basically just the description of the financial transaction and the amount and such, but no accounting number or salary codes details on those rows. And we can group that as one voucher row per each report. So now it's very condensed. Or same way here, one voucher row per each user, or one voucher row per expense. We're going to look, as I said, on the examples to see how they look like. So the first one voucher per report. We see that we have some 4 example reports. We have 2 reports from Tom and 2 from Mia. So in this case, each report will generate 1 voucher with 1 report in it. And then within that, we will create 1 voucher row, 1 article line for each expense. And same, pretty similar with the grouping one, even though we're kind of condensing the voucher rows to be per account. Here we have an example comparing these two. So on the left side we have the normal without any grouping, just 1 voucher row for each bookkeeping article line. So we see first that we have 60 kronor on this is a VAT, and then comes 240 crowns for the net amount of this purchase, and then we have the gross amount, the total amount of 300, which is the VAT plus net amount. And you see that they have this different groups, as mentioned before, the tax and the normal and the payment type, the credit row. And then we have another expense, starting with a tax line, a normal and a payment. And as you can see on the right hand side, if we choose to group by account number, all these rows will just be outputted as 4 lines. We have the tax amount is sum up to 180. You can do the math, it should add up. And all the article rows on account number 6100 added up to 240. And the credit amount is 900 in total. And then we have another account 5800 on 400. So that's separated. All right, so the next one is called 1 voucher per user. And you can see in this example, same example with these 4 reports, we see that the 2 reports from Tom is packaged into the first voucher containing the 2 reports. And still, 1 voucher row per each expense. And the same goes for Mia's reports. And that option also have the grouped possibility as another option if you want 1 voucher row per each account, but the voucher grouping is the same, it's grouped. If you want to have a lot of vouchers, if you want 1 voucher per expense, this is the option for you. In this example, we see that the first report from Tom contains 3 expenses. So each expense will generate 1 voucher. And the voucher rows will be per expense with the tax, net and total amount article lines. And last but not least, we have the 3 special ones when we strip away the accounting details. They are called, the first one is called 1 voucher row per report, basically saying that for each report you get 1 voucher, and you get 1 voucher row saying that, well, this report for this person has this amount. And the next one is when we are creating the structure based on user. So all the reports from Tom in this case will go into the first voucher, and you will have 1 voucher row for all of the reports from the same user. And the last one is one voucher row per expense. So each report will generate its own voucher, and all the expenses on that report will generate one voucher row.